Well, folks, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been out on the water, and I'm gonna just head out and do the Friday fishing forecast and do a little bit of fishing. I know this front's coming through tonight, a major front, so I'm hoping that these fish will put on the feed bag. And it's a little chilly this morning. It's warmer this morning than it has been in the last couple of days, so hopefully I can get bait pretty quick. I didn't go get shrimp. I should have gone and got shrimp, but hey, what are you gonna do? Anyways, as you've seen probably in the more than the last few episodes, I've been wearing this gear, and it's called Wind Rider, and it's rain, it's waterproof, and I tell you what, everything from the waterproofness of it to all the pockets that it has to the warmth of it, but when it's not so cold, you can still wear it and it's still actually comfortable. And everybody around me's liked it so much that they've ordered, and you can go to windrider.com, and if you use the code TBFC you can get 10% off. And I've been using this for a while and I've really enjoyed it. I really like it a lot. It fits good, and it's like I said, I don't get wet at all, and that's the nice thing about it. It's got bibs, it's got the jacket, and it's got a hood. It's got all kinds of pockets. It's got Velcro, plus the zipper itself is very heavy duty. It has not corroded yet, and which I like, because a lot of jackets I've worn and stuff like that have corroded, and you can't zip them up anymore. But it's got a double layer of Velcro. It's got Velcro around the wrists. It's got Velcro around the legs. So if you are looking for something like this, I would highly recommend going to windrider.com and using TBFC for 10% off. So with that being said, let's go and find some bait. So what's happened is, you can see that I'm kind of off away from the pier itself. I'm marking bait out here, so if I would have set up closer to the pier, I would have been on top of the bait. So I wanted to be away, so I chum, and the chum goes down to where the bait is, gets the bait up. I'm probably going to throw my 1/4 inch, 1.3 pounds per foot Talon cast net and drop it out here, and probably add line to it so I can let it float into the bait itself. So we'll see what happens with that. But as you can see, I'm having to throw the chum up in front of the boat and I'm letting it come down. Now what I'm seeing is a lot of pinfish right now, but the bait that I'm marking on the bottom is actually white bait. All right folks, what I had to do is I had to get in between the pier again. The tide was just running a little bit too hard, and the chum was really flowing good, and I couldn't get the fish and the bait fish up in the net because the net was cruising so fast and the chum was cruising so fast, because I really couldn't get them concentrated. So what I did was I got in between the bridges again, and one throw, boom, done. So that just goes to show you, I sat out here for a good half an hour trying to catch bait, and it didn't work too well. So now I'm going to go and fish for a little bit. Before we start fishing, let's get into the Friday fishing forecast and talk about what we have in store for this weekend, which I think it's gonna suck. Well, I don't think, I know. 40-degree temperatures on Saturday with gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Cold weather, wind chills in the 20s. That's why I'm trying to fish a little bit today and get it out of my system, because I haven't fished in 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and get into the Friday fishing forecast, talk about what we have coming up, and then we'll go and fish. Well folks, as I discussed about this Friday fishing forecast, the weekend looks like it's going to be absolutely miserable. The high for Saturday, they're calling for like 48 to 50 at the most, and the winds are supposed to be blowing up to 40 miles an hour, so the wind chills are going to be in the low 30s. So Saturday is completely a washout. We'll go over the tides, go over the schooners, but you know, Sunday's not looking much better. Sunday's 15 to 20. Still 50, I think 53 for the high. So I think coming off that morning, it's going to be in the low 30s, maybe even in the 20s, and the bite's going to be shut down for this weekend. But we'll go over the tides and salooners and talk about what we've got coming up. So for the tides for this weekend, on Saturday we have a low tide at 5:32 a.m. at a negative 0.94. Then we have a high tide at 10:10 p.m. at a 2.23 foot. Then on Sunday we have a low tide at 6:25 a.m. at a negative 1.04 foot. Then we have a high tide at 11:11 p.m. at 2.3 foot. So coinciding with the horrible weather, you have horrible tides. So this really isn't the weekend to go and fish. If you're going to go in Gasparilla, please be careful. It's going to be nasty. There's a lot of other things going on, so you don't necessarily have to be on the water this weekend. If you're a diehard, then maybe, but I don't even think the bite's going to be very good. So let's go ahead and talk about the salooners for this weekend and see what we have in store. For Saturday, we have a major feeding time from 9:11 a.m. to 11:11 a.m. Then we have a minor feeding time from 2:53 p.m. to 3:53 p.m. And then on Sunday, we have a major feeding time from 10:16 a.m. to 12:16 p.m. And we have a minor feeding time from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Again, folks, it's just one of those, it's the coldest weather we're going to have in, I think, 4 or 5 years. So I would just say probably just stay off the water. You're probably better off doing that. But hopefully, you guys are learning something from this show. We're going to get back into the fishing aspect of it. We found some new ledges, caught some fish, and that was all the reason why I went out, is because I want to find new areas, and that's exactly what I did. So anyway, let's get into the fishing. I just want to say again, thank you for all of the support. We really appreciate it. Now let's get back to the fishing. All right, so what I did is I headed out towards the mouth of the bay simply because I want to catch the last part of the incoming tide before it switches and it barely starts to go out. And as soon as that does and I work my way out here, I'll start working my way in, because the tide, you follow the tide in and then you can turn around and follow the tide out. So that's what I'm going to do. And since the fishing has been much better out here, well, at least the last time I was out here it was very good. So I'm going to try out here and see what I can do, and then work my way in and eventually back to the office and see what we can do. But as you saw, the Friday fishing forecast, this weekend is not going to be very good. It's going to be cold. It's really going to change some things up. I can tell you right now, by just looking at this water out here, it's almost like white. It's pretty dirty, but we'll see what we can do. But if you are thinking about going out on this weekend, if you're going to do it, I would do it on Sunday. Even though Sunday's supposed to be in the 50s, I wouldn't try to go out on Saturday. I know a lot of people are going to Gasparilla or Pig Fest over in Lakeland, and I don't like the cold. It's cold right now, and it's like going to be in the 60s. All right, folks, I got to the spot and I was sending down a 1 ounce Stewie, but the tide has slowed up quite a bit. So what I'm doing is I'm sending down this Huggy jig, 1/4 ounce Huggy jig, and what's happening is it's getting to the bottom, and as soon as it gets to the bottom, they're eating it. I don't know why, but dropping down to a lower size jig, they were killing the bait on the Stewie, but on this one they're actually taking it. I've caught 2 grouper in a row. So changing it up is always key, having different types of jigs and things like that. Sometimes the jig style does make a difference. Okay, so I'm on the bottom. He's already on it. Oh, son of a biscuit eater. I think they stole my bait. Nope, he's still there. Oh, that time they stole my bait. But what I'm using is our 20-pound leader Tampa Bay Fishing Channel, 10-pound braid, 1/4 ounce Huggy, and a Penn 5000 with the red bone 7-foot This is actually, I'm sorry, this is an 8-foot rod, but it's about 7.6 because Chad's broken his, and this is Chad's rod. I'm waiting for those rods to come in. That fish is spitting up all kinds of stuff. I haven't been chumming because the tide's running a little bit too hard, but he whacked it. So I always talk about it's tough when you're alone, but if you can change it up until, if you're getting hits but they're not taking the bait, they're not being aggressive with it, change up your tactics, change up your jig heads. Always try something different until you get them and you establish that pattern. I know I talk about that a lot, but that is a key thing, is that understanding what these fish are doing, finding a pattern and getting on those fish, and you'll be able to use that pattern in multiple different locations. Now the patterns will change. When they figure out something's going on, they'll change and you have to hook your bait a little bit differently or use a different bait, things like that. Always change it up when the bite gets slow, or if you're coming to a new spot, make sure everybody on the boat is using something different. For instance, I just dropped down a Mahara, and I'll show you what that is. But I dropped that down thinking, okay, the bite's pretty good because every time the bait's getting to the bottom, the fish are on it. Well, they didn't touch him. So I'm sending him down one more time, and if he doesn't get touched, then I'll go back to using white bait because that's what I've been using and that's what I've been getting my hits on. So now I know I'm on the bottom. If I don't get hit, then I'm definitely going to change it up. And I won't give it much. Oh, there was a hit. That was a good hit. I won't give it much because if they don't hit it, then I know. But see, he hit it like just to kill it. That means that they're not being very aggressive with the Maharas. He may have gotten my bait, I think. Yeah, he got my bait. So you just got to be a little bit more patient with the Maharas. When I go out and fish, especially by myself, I try to go out and find at least 2 to 3 new spots every time I go out. Well, I found 2 right here that there were some ledges right in the middle of the channel. Now on the side imaging I was able to pick them up, and I'll go through that, but on the regular sonar it was tougher for me to pick them up, and there's fish here. So you know, it's just a matter of, sometimes your sonar doesn't show you something, even if you're, I mean, there's nothing to brag about, but it's fish, it's a spot, it's grouper, it's holding grouper, so I know there's grouper here. But if the side imaging is a huge tool, and I know not everybody has it, and I understand that, but if by any means you can get it, I would highly recommend it. And so I was able to mark this ledge. There was actually 2 different ledges. So I came back around, looked at the sonar, and I was like, man, it's just a tiny little bit. So I decided to go ahead and fish it, and sure enough, I was sending down the 1 ounce again, and the same thing. They were just hitting it and killing it. So then I dropped back down to the quarter, and boom, my first one down, I got about 3/4 of the way down. He hit it when it was going down. So that's what I tell people all the time, is if you're out there, take a little bit of time, especially if the current is ripping, take some time to go and find some new spots, because like I said, we've got over 1,000 waypoints between the Skyway and the Little Manatee River. Out towards from the Skyway to the mouth of Tampa Bay, we've got a lot less, but I'm fishing out here now, trying to get more numbers, and it seems to be working. Okay, as you can see here on the down, or the regular sonar, there's just a little bit of stuff there, and then you see this drop right there. That's what I'm looking for right there. I didn't see that before, but going by it different ways will allow you to see stuff like that. So let me go around. As you see, there's a nice little ledge right there, and now it's coming back up. So now I'm going to see if I can show the the ledge on the side imaging. I may have to go about it a little bit differently. But there it is right there. You can see it right there. A little bit of edge of it right there. I fished that spot, caught some grouper, caught some sea bass. See, there's a ledge right there too. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. Just little stuff like that. Gotta get out of the way. The Coast Guard's coming. Well, folks, I just want to thank you for watching another Friday fishing forecast. And hopefully you enjoyed the fishing part of this. Stop it, Marty. And hopefully if you do go out this weekend, please be safe, because it is going to be nasty. But I just want to thank you for all the support. I want to thank everybody that showed up to the boat show this last weekend under those miserable conditions. It was a great success, but it was miserable out there. Boy, Saturday was horrible. But anyway, again, I want to thank everybody for all of the support. It's been awesome. We're keeping Rich busy. You can see him right there.
Busy.
Jiggy. Building. What you building, Jiggy?
Eggs.
Egg sinkers.
Lots of eggs.
Lots of eggs. But anyway, thanks again. Thanks for watching. What do you say?
Fish more, catch more.
There you go. And see you on the flip side. Well, folks, I just want to thank you for watching another Friday fishing forecast. And hopefully you enjoyed the fishing part of this. Stop it, Marty. And hopefully if you do go out this weekend, please be safe, because it is going to be nasty. But I just want to thank you for all the support. I want to thank everybody that showed up to the boat show this last weekend under those miserable conditions. It was a great success, but it was miserable out there. Boy, Saturday was horrible. But anyway, again, I want to thank everybody for all of the support. It's been awesome. We're keeping Rich busy. You can see him right there.
Busy.
Jiggy. Building. What you building, Jiggy?
Eggs.
Egg sinkers.
Lots of eggs.
Lots of eggs. But anyway, thanks again. Thanks for watching. What do you say?
Fish more, catch more.
There you go. And see you on the flip side.